was pelayo by $500,000. The number one hierarchy last month was pelayo by a lot. So you're hearing from the number one net VP and the number one hierarchy to teach the rest of us how he gets his guys to write annuities. With that being said, George, do we have you on the Zoom?
Can you hear me, Pat?
I can. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, VPs. Appreciate the call this morning as well, Patrick, and the message that you gave. Guys, I'll tell you this. You see it with like Dream Team calls where you'll see all the people on Dream Team say this is the best call. But today's VP call was just a phenomenal message. And Patrick literally talked about why we started this company. And none of us wanted to start it because we just want to make more money. We knew that was going to come. But it was literally from a place of making history together. And I'm just telling you, some of you are going to miss some of the best calls of your career. And the last season of having Patrick be available to coach you in your mindset. And you really, I hope you level up on that side because it's a different identity. You yourself have a different identity and your identity governs everything. So it was just a phenomenal call. So thank you again for this morning. I want to make sure I say this. Production always stems from recruiting. Every single annuity we've done came from recruiting. Last month, we had 35 base shops hit PC. As a hierarchy, it's not net VP, but as a hierarchy, we had 15 do over 25. We had 8 people do over 50. Diaz did 50, Cobos 51, Marcelo 52, Blessing 53. That was Blessing's first month as a marketing director popping out after giving 2 exchange legs, by the way. So a lot of respect to you, Blessing. Elvis 55, his first time doing 55. We got a blue shirt. I got a beige shirt, and I got 2 blue shirts at our last Fast Start school that we had in person. One of the beige shirts were for Terrace. They hadn't done 100 before. The other 2 was for Elvis and David Bryan. And I said, I'm going to hold these shirts in my office. You can come get them. But every day you walk by my office, you're going to see your shirt here till you hit it. Terrace's went and did it. And then Elvis went and did it. And he did his 50 last month. Also made $30,000 his first time as a marketing director, $29,000 and change. He's $400 away from his ring, but he's going to be at $250,000 by convention. Renee 55, Vargas 83, and Zapala 117. We did 783 checks last month, 795,000 in commissions, guys. And it's all directly due to recruiting. In the next 45 days, 6 MDs are about to get their rings. And we are 4th place in Team of the Decade, but we are competing for the #1 spot. And I know exactly where we are. And we're not 1st or 2nd or 3rd or 4th, but we're going to compete. Today's talk is about annuities. I want you to write these numbers down specific. It'll help you if you have specific points. And we use these specific points. It makes you sound like you understand everything about the market, which in reality, it's a lot simpler than what we really think it is. And so if you know that, understand. The rest is just details. The Dow, right? Dow Jones was created in 1896. It was just a few companies that were put together to represent the whole United States economy. There was 12 companies at that time. Today, there's 30. So when people say, what is the Dow Jones? We all talk about it. The Dow's down. This is down. This is down. The Dow Jones is 30 blue chip companies, big companies in the United States that represent our economy. The reason that it got the name blue chip was back in the day in I think it was 1923. One of the guys said, hey, these companies are over $200 each. If we were playing poker, these would be blue chips because literally in poker, there's white, red, blue. Blue has a higher value. So they said, hey, let's call them blue chip companies. Like literally people don't know why somebody calls it a blue chip company. And it literally came from the term a blue chip playing poker. But they're just the 30 biggest companies in the United States that represent our economy. So the Dow on February 12th, 2/12/20 was at 29,551. Some of you guys aren't taking notes. You didn't do an annuity last month and it's hurting your team. I would hope you stop drinking, you start taking notes because it's your money that you're missing and your team's missing money too. No disrespect to you guys. I'm a very nice person. I want you to make money. And so if you don't know this stuff, you can't train your team on it. So the Dow on 2/12/2020 was at 29,551. 29,551. 3/23/2020. 3/23/2020. It was at 18,591. 18,591. That is a drop of 10,959. 10,959. The percentage of that is 37%. So that means the Dow went from 29,000 to 18,000, dropped 37% in 40 days. The last time the Dow was that level was 40 months ago. So what grew over 40 months was lost in 40 days. These are simple things you could say. Hey, in 40 days, the Dow dropped what took 40 months for it to do. So let me give you this statistic too. This is important. Let me see if I can share this. Here, let me do this on my computer. Okay, so there's a difference between average return and real return. Average return is I have $100, I lose 50, I now have $50, so I lost 50%, right? If I make 50% of $50, that's $25. So if I, where's my remote here? Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Share screen. Okay, there we go. So if I lost 50 and I earned 50, my average is 0. But if I actually had $100 and I lost 50% and I made 50%, I'm only to 75. So there's a difference between an average return and a real return. The real return here will be 25% loss. Okay, so what did the Dow do? The Dow dropped 37%. In order for the market, for your value to get back to where you were, you would have to earn 59%. So I want you to know the simple rule is almost twice. It's not exact, but we sell with concepts. So hey, if the market goes down, whatever the market goes down, it normally has to earn twice as much to get back to where you started. So if you understand these things, it gives you a little bit of information when you sit with a client. So my presentation, how I do an annuity, it's very simple. I say, John, the market, or you have 3 different options. One is a fixed account. The benefit here is it's safe. The problem is it makes low interest. The second option is a variable account. Here you have high interest, but you can lose money. The third option is a hybrid. And I'll make a joke. I'll say if a stock and a bank account made a baby, it'd be a little bit of both, right? So here your money is safe, but it can go up. It can earn interest. It doesn't get all of it. It just gets a portion of it. So I do that. I say it's kind of like tic-tac-toe. And we've all seen this done before, so I'm just doing it in case any MDs haven't. You have fixed where it's safe but low interest. You have the stock market where it's high interest, but there's risk. An indexed annuity falls in between. So you're going to get some ups without the downs. The client says, okay, that makes sense. I said, so let's just compare it against the market. Market versus index annuity. Here, when the market goes up, I get 100% of the gains. So this is obviously better. It's going to earn more. But when the market goes down, my principal plus my gains can be lost, or a portion of it can be lost. Here, my money is safe. I'll never lose money. So if the market goes down 10%, how much do you lose? They say 10%. I say, no, you lose 0 because you can't have any losses. So if the market goes down 20%, how much do you lose? I lose 0. You got it. Correct. And when the market goes up, do you get all of it or do you get a portion of it? No, I get a portion of it. Got it. So you get a portion of the gains without any of the losses. And then whatever you make, whatever you earn, your gains are also protected. So your gains are protected. And at one point, if you want this too, it can pay you income for life. So that's literally my annuity presentation. And then I ask a simple question. I say, if the market crashed or it keeps going down, how much money are you comfortable losing due to market fluctuation? How much money are you comfortable losing due to market fluctuation? That client's going to say nothing. Awesome. Then most of our clients, they just do a full transfer from company A to company B. Very, very simple. So you don't pay penalties or taxes. Do you have any questions? No. Here's the next step. I'm going to fill out an application. I'm going to send it to my company. They're going to review it for suitability. Once they approve it, then they're going to go ahead and send a transfer form to your new company. And that process could take anywhere between a week to 4 weeks. So right now, we're literally just going to open your account. We're going to do the paperwork to open your account. You're not moving any money right now. It's first got to go through suitability. Once it goes through suitability, they'll send the transfer paperwork to your new company, or we'll do a 3-way call. And then the money will go from your old company to your new company so that you don't have any taxes or penalties. Do you have any questions on that? Client says no, and you do the application. But it's very important to ask those last 2 questions. How much money do you feel comfortable losing due to market fluctuation? Nothing. Most of our clients stay the same. And then also letting them know what you're going to do before you do it. So I am a good salesperson, but I'm not salesy. So I want to make sure that that client's comfortable before I fill out any paperwork. So I always tell them what I'm going to do before I do it. And I'll just add a couple things to this, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Pat. Variable annuity to index annuity, right? What are you paying a variable annuity? There's 3 expenses people need to know. If you know these 3 terms, you can do rollovers. Mortality and expense. This is a fee inside of a variable annuity. It's normally between 1 to 1.5%. Then you have sub-accounts. These are basically the mutual funds inside of a variable annuity. They range around 1%. And then it may have a rider, and if they do, it's normally 0.5 to 1%. So the lowest fees you'll typically see on a variable annuity are 2.5 to 3.5%. So if somebody has a variable annuity, all I do is I explain, I do my presentation, and then I'll say, now you have a variable annuity. So let me tell you the 3 fees inside of your variable annuity. That's this, this, and this. And then I take that percentage and I multiply it by their balance. So if a client has $300,000 and I say, let's say you're paying 2%, that's $6,000 in fees. This company makes these fees whether you make money or not. It doesn't matter. And so here in 10 years, now this is a small tip. In 10 years, you're going to pay $60,000 in fees. Would you rather pay that to the company or keep that yourself? Fees are very powerful when you multiply them by 10 so that the client can see what they're going to pay over 10 years. A lot of people only show what the annual fees are. They don't show 10 years of fees. It really, really helps when you do that, guys. And I asked that question. Same thing with mutual funds. All right. If somebody's paying a mutual fund, you got to know 2 things about mutual funds. There's something called a front end load. And this is just a fee that goes to whoever sold you the product. Most of the time it's 5.75%. And then you have something that's called an expense ratio. So if you know these 2, you can roll over mutual funds into index annuities. We talked about variable annuity. This is now mutual fund. Your expense ratio is normally around 0.7 to 1%. So if somebody has a fund and they have it through an advisor from a bank or a mutual fund company, and if you hear the term American funds, or if they're like, oh no, it's an independent broker, then you know that they have mutual funds. They're probably in these types of accounts. And so all I do is I Google it. And when you Google it, let me stop share real quick. If you Google it, go here. Okay. If I Google American funds, growth fund. Whatever's on their statement, I just take the name of it and I put it into Google. And this pops up. At the bottom, it tells you your fees. So I literally did this with a client. If I don't know how to do this, we don't get the money. I'm just telling you, because it was with his best, like one of his best friends. And I said, it's not about the person, it's about the product. And I said this on my last call. So don't take any shots at your friend. I'm sure he's a great person. I just want to show you what you have so you understand it. And I said, your front end load is 5.75 and your expense ratio is 0.65. So then what I do is I'll go to my calculator and I'll go 0.65 times 10. That's 6.5 plus the 5.75. I said, you're paying this person 12.25% over the next 10 years to put you in a mutual fund. Now, this is really important, and this is something I just started teaching. I started saying to my clients and teaching to our guys, what is a mutual fund? So I have a stock, I have a mutual fund. A stock, all my money's in one company. A mutual fund, I have a bunch of companies. So instead of having $100 in one company, I have $100 in 100 companies. So every mutual fund, somebody has to pick what companies are in there. That person has a name. They're called a professional money manager. So that person says, hey, let's pick this. You're paying a fee for that manager to pick the funds and do all that. So when you put money in a mutual fund, the whole reason you're putting in a mutual fund is so that you don't have to actively buy and sell stock. It's a passive investment. You put the money in, you let it grow. So if you have a broker and you're paying that broker an active management fee, an active fee for management, why would you pay a broker an active fee for management or an active management fee if you're in a passive management investment? Why would you pay that broker an active management fee if you're in a passive management investment? And then I'll say, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do, but I'll tell you kind of what I have for myself. Vanguard, and I'll just pull something up. Vanguard 2050 fund. And I'll say here, if I go to this fund for my own fund, right? You can't give securities advice. So just don't give securities advice. But here, how much is my front end load? Nothing, right? And how much is my expense ratio? 0.15. So remember, multiples. So if I go 0.15, right, times 10, I'm paying 1.5, divided into 12, what you're paying the other broker, right? 1.5 divided into 12, or 12, my apologies, 12 divided by 1.5, you're paying your other broker 8 times more in fees for something that he's not even going to manage for you. And the people just say, why am I paying all this? They get it. So variable annuity to index annuity, mutual fund to index annuity. And the last part is yesterday I did a call with this guy. And he said, I lost my, it's one of my agents people on David's team. He says, I lost $500,000, but everybody lost money, George. And I said, John, I want you to understand, everybody didn't lose money. None of our clients lost money. So not everybody lost money. If you believe everybody lost money, then you're not open to necessarily looking at other things that are out there. Everybody didn't lose money. And I said, how much did you lose? He said, I had $1 million. I lost 500,000. I said, wow, you lost 50% of your money. I said, okay, where'd you get this money from? And I already knew it was inheritance. So sometimes you got to find out what's the story behind the money. I said, how old was your dad when he passed on? He said, 85. I said, okay. And he passed away how long ago? 3 years. Okay. So if you earn, rule of 72, 10% on your money, every 7 years your money is going to double. So if your dad passed away 3 years ago and he was 85, right? And the last time it doubled was 7, 3 years plus 7, 10. That means that this took your dad from the time he started working till 75 years of age. So everything that your father saved from the day he started his job till 75 years of age, your broker lost in a matter of 3 weeks. See, pain is a great motivator. And that's the problem with a lot of people when they go into a presentation. They don't create pain for that person, and they're there to sell a product, and they're thinking about, can I sell it? How much commission can I make? And they don't understand that this is a person's retirement, and you need to disturb them how much money he lost there. And at that point, the guy said, well, he's selling it now. And I said, oh my God. So you got to know this. You can be the best annuity guy in the world or girl. You're not going to close them all. I said, you're literally defending somebody that murdered your family. Why? And he's like, and I said, why are you defending somebody who lost your money? Are you open or are you not open to looking at other options? He says, I'm going to go back to my dad's friends who have the same advisor. I said, so that's like going back to a dentist, right? I got this from Mark Molina. It's like going back to a dentist that messed up on your tooth to fix your next tooth. Why would you go back to somebody like that? And the conversation didn't go anywhere. He's not doing business with us right now, but maybe in the future he will. And 2, the agent learned. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, agents are getting conviction and there's duplication happening. The presentation is very simple. The psychology is very simple. And if you know a little bit of details, you should get the business. Thank you, Pat.
George, phenomenal. Guys, yes, a lot of questions, but we went a few minutes over, but it was well worth it because it was that deep. By the way, for some of you guys that want that content, Tikran's cutting it up. How many guys would like this to be cut up and put onto our LMS so the rest of you guys can watch this and learn? Okay, Tikran's going to do that. It'll be up for you guys.